A property on Gong Road, Honorable Speaker, that's about an acre, is not worth anything less than a billion shillings now. And that land is at a very prime location, if you know where that land is, where the former Uchumi supermarket was on Gong Road. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I want to agree with the chair and the committee that the best thing that the National Treasury can do, a loan of about 160 million, is something if the National Treasury came to us here even under 223, we could easily approve, so that being shareholders, they rescue the auction of that particular property, and they can also, Honorable Speaker, get into an agreement with the bank for them to be able to sell the property jointly. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, what will happen if you leave the bank to auction? And you know what happens with these banks, Honorable Speaker. Auctions, and I know you're an accomplished lawyer, and many lawyers are involved in these things.
At least I'm not, but go ahead.
I said many lawyers, and I said you are a very accomplished one, Honorable Speaker. So you know what banks do, and those who are in charge of auctioning properties in banks. And many Kenyans have suffered under the hands of auctioneers and banks. Therefore, we cannot then, as a people, collectively owning an asset, suffer when we have the means to do something about it. Honorable Speaker, it is imperative that the National Treasury, the Principal Secretary, the Director in charge of investments at the National Treasury, must act with haste and ensure that that property is not auctioned solely by the bank. If it has to be auctioned, Honorable Speaker, some of the things, and I know the supermarket is still under receivership, but being part of the investments that the people of Kenya own through the National Treasury, the National Treasury have a duty to protect that investment. We are talking about privatization now, Honorable Speaker, and divestiture of government in certain investments that are made. This is part of the business that the National Treasury officers in charge of investments should be looking at. How do you secure the investment that we put in Uchumi as a government and as a people of Kenya by ensuring that you do not lose value in it by having it being auctioned by a bank at a throwaway price? Because ordinarily, what they will do is the bank officials and auctioneers will collude. And in actual sense, in most cases, it is bank staff who end up buying properties being auctioned through collusion of their officers and auctioneers. Honorable Speaker, when the loan is 165, you'll find them going to say that the reserve price is 180 to cover their loan and interest and auctioneer fees. And that is what usually happens, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, if the National Treasury was to get into an arrangement with the bank, and I'm certain the Central Bank of Kenya can give them that leeway, that either the National Treasury pays off the loan and they get the first charge, so that at the time the receiver is able to liquidate that asset, then the National Treasury can recover back its money. Alternatively, Honorable Speaker, they can sell it jointly, but we must never allow the bank to be able to auction that property on their own, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I've also seen, and allow me to say this because it's a good opportunity,